Hi friends, it's Victor Costa, Peace, Love, and Muscles. Hope you're doing well. I wanted to do a video for you on bulking and cutting. Folks are asking me if this is a good idea. Should they do this? Should they participate in this whole idea of trying to get much bigger, trying to eat more, consume more food, add more energy into the body, use heavier weights, and then cut down later, and hopefully there'll be something really impressive to look at after this has happened. You guys just saw Romeo running around in the background. So I really want to share with you my thoughts and my experience on this bulking and cutting effort. So here's my impression of what generally happens. The whole idea is that you want to build muscle. You want to use heavier weights. You want to pack on some muscle onto the body. And then at some later point, hopefully when you do this cutting phase, you are able to keep some of what you gained during that period of time. But what I'm going to suggest is that that's not often what happens. What generally happens is this. Most people use very different materials for their body during the bulking phase of this, if you will. They use lesser quality materials than when they're going into this cutting phase, if you will. So we have the audacity to expect that we can make somehow lower quality materials look like Carrara marble on the other side of this. In other words, I'm going to eat XYZ food and hope that it somehow crafts my body into looking like I ate some other food. But we are the expression and the manifestation of what we've continuously put into our bodies on a chronic basis, and also the manifestation of what we have said to ourselves over and over and over, right? These are two things. What we've consumed here and what we've consumed here is what expresses itself here. So what I'm suggesting is there's no way to use inferior materials to build your physical house and then to somehow shave them off later and have that house look substantial and made out of stone or Carrara marble when you've used poor quality materials along the way. Now, if you are considering bulking, but you're going to use those same high quality materials and you're just going to consume more of them, I would be much more of a fan of some kind of endeavor like that. In other words, use nutrient dense foods and eat more calories in order to have more brick and mortar, so to speak. So when you ultimately take off the excess, there'll be something there. That seems to be more practical. So what I would do is if I were going to bulk, I would use high quality, nutrient dense foods and eat more of them and have more calories in order to fuel the body, in order to use the heavier weights, in order to keep some muscle onto the body. But there's tremendous audacity that we have to think that we can eat a piece of cake and somehow have it look on the other side like we were eating chicken and broccoli the entire time. It doesn't work that way. So I would only be a fan of the bulking and cutting if indeed you were going to bulk with high quality materials, nutrient dense foods. And this is what I would do. I mean, instead of pretending that we are putting on our dad's suit, so to speak. We're putting on a suit that doesn't really quite fit us, getting very uncomfortable, and then hoping to take it off and tailor it later on and have an extra inch somehow that we've somehow manifested. I mean, I really think that that's kind of foolish. I mean, what would be the difference? Instead of having to go through all this process of this boom bust, to just eat a little more of these nutrient-dense foods now, right now, so you have the energy to lift the heavier weights, to build more muscle now, and instead of having to go through this boom bust where you're putting on a suit that doesn't quite fit and having to have it tailored, why can't we just build slowly? Why can't we just consume an extra 200 calories a day of nutrient-dense foods so we don't have to feel uncomfortable, so we don't have to look like we're uncomfortable, so we can still move with ease rather than going through this 40 or 50 pound gain hoping to keep 2 pounds later on. By the way, and that often doesn't work because, like I said, we've sometimes substituted the low-grade materials hoping that they look great later on. You can't really do that. I mean, think about it. It's not like it's not like you can do that. You can't use poor quality materials and have it look sterling on the other side. So I would be much more of a fan of this slow or light bulk, like I suggest, which is sort of having a little bit of extra calories to work with, a little bit more beyond the basal metabolic rate, what you need to survive, I mean, most of us aren't even doing that now. Most of us are eating at a deficit. And what I mean by that is if it takes 2,000 calories a day to be you, and you eat 2,000 calories and you train, you may be leaving 400 or 500 calories on the gym floor, asking this physical unit to do a 2,000 calorie job on only 1,500 calories. The thing is, you can't decide which faculties you would like to not work. I mean, in order for me to be Victor, I need to have at least what I need for my basal metabolic rate, and then a little extra if I have the audacity to want to build more. I mean, what I was doing was I was dipping into my physical well. I was trying to get all of the energy and the strength and the power and the mass from a place of inside myself. In other words, I thought there was this well that I could dip into with my strength and with my fortitude and with my energy, and dip into that well, and it would automatically manifest these muscles. You can only dip so deep until you actually hit dirt, and then you actually wind up going backwards. You want to have enough calories to sustain you. Find out what your basal metabolic rate is. Mine is about 2,000 a day, and then I eat a little extra when I want to get a little bigger, so that I can have more energy, fueling Victor and all the things he has to get done, and then a little extra to work with. That's my brick and mortar. So high quality, my opinion is, instead of going through this boom bust, this bulk cut, where you sort of feel like you only look good like 3 days a year, why not try to, if the object of what we're doing is, of course, health, but most people are doing it for vanity, right? Bodybuilding and this kind of thing. If we want to be truthful, we're really trying to do it so that we look better more of the time. So why go through this thing where we sort of don't look good for ourselves? We don't feel comfortable. Why only do this to look good 3 days a year? Why don't you find the right amount of calories that you need? Eat a little bit more for that extra brick and mortar to fuel your efforts to get bigger, and then be at that level where you kind of go up slowly rather than this whole boom bust thing. So that's my opinion. I don't think the boom bust or the bulk cut is worth it. Eat high quality materials all the time, and then you won't have to search for being cut. I mean, you can automatically get cut. Those materials work with your body. I mean, every time you're eating healthy and eating nutrient-dense foods, you are bodybuilding. I don't want you to think that bodybuilding is just the people who stand on a stage and pose and flex in what appears to be underpants and shorts and things like that. That's not a bodybuilder. You're a bodybuilder if you're automatically doing good things for yourself. And I'll state those 3 things: eating nutrient-dense foods, resting enough, and also saying supportive things when you talk to yourself. That is a bodybuilder. So instead of going through this boom bust, this bulk cut, you can do that right now. You can be bulkier and cut at the same time. Use the high quality materials, and that will come along for the ride. All of it will come along for the ride if you're not eating at a deficit, and I really believe that. So guys, I hope you enjoyed the bulk and cut video. I wish you all the best. Peace, love, and muscles. Please take care of yourselves. Bye. Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ding the little bell so that you're apprised to new videos as I create them. And then also don't forget to click the link in the description portion of this video. It will take you to my new audiobook, Uncommon Fitness and Bodybuilding Knowledge. It's totally free. You can listen to it at your next training session. And then also it will take you to my natural bodybuilding test, where I'm tested for over 6,000 different substances on the same link. I think you'll think it's pretty cool. Please take care. Peace, love, and muscles. Bye.